Now let's get talking something a bit more interesting. But let me start by saying that the nation continues to sympathize with family of Stacey Ofeda, former deputy CEO of the NIP, who died from liposuction procedure, we understand, all by the police. But not everybody, it's not everybody is against this act. Not everybody is afraid to do it. And we'll be telling you about the story of one of those daring ladies. We'll bring you that full interview tomorrow. But today we want to bring you excerpts of that conversation that Kojo Youngson has been having with that lady. Kojo joins me in the studio. Let's have a very quick chat and then we'll bring you that interview. Kojo, it's good to have you. How are you doing?
It's great to be with you.
A lot of people have seen the promo and already they are quite anxious, excited. What's the word again? What's the other word?
Well, expectant, I guess.
Expectant.
But it's a provocative topic.
But yeah, it is indeed, and it's like looking at the other side of the coin, because indeed we've all seen how, and this is an unfortunate situation where someone has died going through this procedure, but not everybody is afraid. Like this lady that you spoke to, how did you find her?
Well, actually, through my circles of friends, we got into a conversation, and of course at the time everybody was discussing Dr. Obengfo, right, and the Obengfo hospital, Dr. Obeng, sorry, and the Obengfo hospital, and of course he's currently charged with murder. So the conversation went on, and this lady said to me that, well, I've actually been a patient of his, and like every doctor, you may name any good doctor in the country, and I'm sure somebody has died under their care before. Of course, to the family of the person who is no more, they don't care about that. They just wish the right thing had been done,
exactly,
you know. But statistically, there must be some people out there who he has helped
or
and not harmed. Who feel happy with the work he has done. So she told me her story, and she was willing to tell it to the world, because of how much she benefited from him.
So she believes that she's benefited. And before we even hear from her, we've been doing this story since 2013, where there were reports of complications or some of these procedures gone wrong. And here at Multimedia, we've done it over and over and over again, and we followed through. When Stacey died, for example, we've been to the court. In fact, it was quite exclusive to us to see the first day that he was in court. Dr. Obeng, I'm talking about. As Kojo said, he's been charged with murder. That case is still ongoing, but not everybody is as unhappy. This lady is one of them.
I lost my self-confidence that I could boast of. Sometimes with us women, you want your tummy flat, you want your butts, your hips, everything out. People telling me.
Were other people commenting on how you look, or was it just how you personally felt?
Oh, well, inside and internally, it was something that I was really struggling with within me. I would say I had depression because of that. Oh yes, I had depression because of that. Because knowing me, I loved wearing things that were so tight on me, and it got to a point I couldn't wear such, because if I should wear anything and see my tummy, bulging there, it sucks to me. So I started hiding in clothes, baggy clothes and baggy tops. I could wear jeans, then wear something big, because I couldn't show my curves anymore. So I was thinking about all these things, like, oh, okay. I remembered, oh, Obengfo is even around. I've been there before, and I saw most pictures of whatever he's done, the procedures and what people had gone to do from there. So that was after 4 years that I had been there. So I started, I went back in there again, went through the same procedure I had, because I had the card already. So I wanted to do my arms, because my arms were growing bigger back then when I first went to see him. I wasn't even bothered about my tummy, because I felt around that time my tummy wasn't anything big. I felt okay with it around that time. But this time around, it was my arms, my tummy, and everywhere. Though the back was also getting bigger, but then I wanted...
Did you have a problem with that too?
I'll say yeah, in a way, because I'm the type, I have a very soft skin, because my back was a bit saggy.
Do different kinds of men give you attention from before you did the surgery?
Of course, men are always driven by what they see. So those attentions I get over like.
And what I mean is are they different? The kinds of men who give you attention since you had the surgery, are they different from the kinds of men?
Very.
In what way?
And I'm sure you're smiling along with her, because you're smiling too. You did have a nice interview, didn't you?
It was
you had
revealing.
A good time interviewing
It was
her.
a fascinating conversation. She had a lot to share. She's very brave, I've got to say, because not many women will talk about such an experience.
Not many women will do it, let alone talk about it.
Indeed.
In Ghana.
Indeed.
In Ghana, when a lot of people seem to have all kinds of perceptions.
To her mind, she's no different from any other woman who wants to look better. And she has tried everything. She's been to the gym, she's bought the tea, she's bought the tummy trainers, and it's not working.
What should we expect in the full interview tomorrow?
She talks about a lot of things. She talks about Dr. Obeng himself, and how she perceives him. She talks about whether or not she thinks that patients who have things go wrong during such procedures should blame the doctor. She also talks about whether what she would do if her daughter was her daughter is young, but if her daughter grew older, became a teenager, and asked her, oh, I want to change my nose, for example, what she would say to her daughter. What she would say,
I'm interested to know what she would say, but we won't tell you that now. You have to look out for that interview tomorrow, and we're starting tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Well, yes, the AM show. Actually, it's on Friday that we will air this interview.
Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
Okay, I'm ahead of my time.
That's right. We're getting excited about the World Cup tomorrow. On Friday, we'll air the interview. The AM show is on from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. So make sure you catch us.
Does she know Stacey, by the way?
She doesn't know her personally.
She doesn't know her personally.
But she also talks about how she felt when she heard about Stacey's story.
Right. Quite unfortunate. All of that and more on Friday. I already said it was tomorrow, but please, it's Friday. Kojo, thank you very much for that interview and for coming on the show. Kojo Yankson there, he spoke to this lady.